Here's the Toybiz Series 2 thing and the 2018 Walgreens exclusive thing. These two figures has very similar appearance with the blue shorts and the black waistline. There's also another thing which has the same appearance from the early Hasbro 2-pack with Mr. Fantastic, but I think that is one of the worst thing figures because it's kind of small and doesn't even have any joints on the torso. This Toybiz thing does not come with any accessories, but the Walgreens thing comes with a pair of gripping hands, alternate hands, and also two different heads, which is really awesome. One thing about the Toybiz thing is that the hands are too long. You can see it stretches down all the way to the knee level, which is really kind of like gorilla looking, I guess. Just a tad too long. The head sculpt is really good and the eyes are really painted well. It has the rocky sculpted texture throughout the whole body, which isn't that bad. But when you compare it with the Hasbro version, Hasbro did it so much better. The grooves between each of the sculpted rocks is really so much deeper compared to the Toybiz version. For both figures, the grooves of the sculpted rock texture is painted. For the Toybiz version, the grooves are painted black, but for the Hasbro version, the grooves are painted brown. There is also a bit of black shading on the shorts of the Toybiz thing, but the Hasbro version is just plain blue. The head sculpt on the Hasbro figure is also good. Overall, the appearance of the Toybiz thing is not bad, but I definitely prefer the Hasbro version. For articulation, that's where the Toybiz version really loses out to Hasbro. The head is able to look up this much, but can't look down at all. Able to rotate, of course. Arms able to bring up this high, and it can rotate. Single hinge elbow joint, which only allows about 90 degrees of movement. Single hinge knee joint, only this much movement. And also the joint cut doesn't really look nice. We have the swivel joint on the hips, like the old school Toybiz figures. And also hinge joint on the ankle, which allows this much movement up and down. A bit of tilting left and right. And toe hinge, which is a trademark of the Toybiz joints. The mid-torso joint only allows this much movement forward and back. And if it moves back, you can see the gap over here, which isn't really nice. Not much movement forward either. It cannot really rotate on the mid-torso joint because it does not hold the position. But there is a waist swivel for you to rotate the torso. And the weirdest joint is this forward butterfly joint, which leaves a big gap at the back when you push it forward. I really don't know what Toybiz was thinking about this joint, but I'm really glad that Hasbro managed to sort out this sort of butterfly joints. Toybiz did manage to sort out the butterfly joints as they went along, I think. Like for example on the bullseye figure. But this is definitely one of the worst joints ever. Look at that. And from the front, you can't see the gap, I guess, but yeah, really looks awkward. There's only a swivel joint on the wrist, but I think the most interesting thing is that the fingers are bendable. There. I think this is the only figure that has bendable fingers. I mean, beside Mr. Fantastic, this is the only hand that has bendable fingers. For the Hasbro thing, it's able to look up this much and down this much. And of course, all around, no butterfly joints on the shoulders. Arms able to go up this high, able to rotate around. Elbow joint is a single hinge joint, but able to rotate. Swivel and hinge joint on the wrist. Mid-torso joint allows it to move forward this much and back this much. Waist swivel. Able to do this amount of split. Bring the leg front this much. Double hinge knee joints, which only allows this much movement actually. Thigh swivel and ankle hinge and pivot joint. Decent articulation, definitely way better than the Toybiz thing. Here's a quick comparison with Hulk, which is quite a size bigger, and Spidey. I think the size of both the Toybiz and Hasbro thing is quite decent. And here's the other thing figure that I have. I don't have the retrowave version yet, and you can see the difference between these two. This is brighter orange and does not have the black wash on the grooves of the sculpted rock texture on the body. Overall, definitely the Hasbro version is better, but the Toybiz version really isn't that bad either. If you're not really particular about the articulation, it really is still quite a decent figure. Maybe the arms are a bit too long, but the head sculpt is really good. And yeah, still quite a decent figure overall. But definitely, in my opinion, the Hasbro thing is way better. Thanks for watching. Do check out my Marvel Legends reviews and also Marvel Legends bootleg comparison over here.